and welcome to episode 19 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi! My voice feels like it's going a little bit, so I apologise if I sound really weird. If you're new here, my name's Laura, nice to meet you. This is my crafty corner of the internet where I come to chat about all things, mainly knitty, little bit crochet sometimes, little bit stitchy sometimes, little bit dyeing in my life. It's all over the place. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of January. Oh my gosh, how are we halfway through January? I have green hands. I'm so sorry. I have been dyeing today and yeah, look a little bit like I've got like zombie fingers. So apologies. I know it's gross. I did scrub them. I can't get it off. It'll be like that until probably tomorrow, depending on how hard I scrub them. I have a blue thumb and a little blob of pink on my finger. Anyway, it is only because I have bad habits, put my hands in the dye pots and forget to put gloves on. Anyway, if you are new here, I'm so sorry, what a haphazard start. Nice to meet you, come on in. I'm coming to you from Lowestoft in Suffolk. That is the most easterly town in England. This is not my home. I am not coming from my home, coming from the studio. This is Folk Yarn Studio. This is the space that I rent to run my business from. I started off as the Lonely Knitter, a hand dyer here in Lowestoft, and things sort of snowballed. Now I run East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is an annual show in Norwich. I create folk yarn, which is an East Anglian wool yarn fibre sourced from British farmers from my region, processed in Yorkshire and brought back to me in Lowestoft. And I'm still the hand dyer behind the Lonely Knitter. So I think that's the whole intro and all the stuff, but this is mainly where I come to chat about knitting. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. Hi, nice to see you. I hope this is okay. This might be a bit weird. I'm feeling very weird because I am looking at a camera lens, not myself. Now, I know this is something that has bothered people who've watched my podcast for a long time, for a while, because you've commented or you've sent me messages and I have always wanted to sort it out, but I film videos looking at my own face and it feels like I'm having a chat with myself, which is probably really narcissistic and awful, but it kind of helps to have a visible person. Maybe I should just put a sticker of someone's face on the back of my camera. But now I am just looking at a camera lens because I tend to look at the person on the screen and not at the lens. It doesn't matter how many times I try and train myself to do it better, I can't. So I've changed the whole setup and I am now looking into a camera. I hope this is better. I know those of you that watched on a small screen weren't like as affected, but those who have me blown up on a telly, which to me is the most scary thing in the entire world. So if I'm watching this out of your TV, hi. Yeah, but I know that when I am filming and on a bigger screen you're watching me, it looks like I'm staring over there the whole time and it can be a bit weird. So I'm looking right at you. We'll see how we go. So all of my links are below for my website, the show's website. I am vending at Waltham Abbey Wool Show on Sunday, this Sunday, oh my gosh. So if you're coming to that, come say hi in person, it'll be lovely. I am the most socially awkward person in the world. I'll either be really loud or really quiet. You'll get to see it in person. Yeah, but if you're not, come see us at East Anglia Yarn Festival, but all the details are below. Before I kick off, I have a prize to announce. So last episode I did say that I would go over to the Podcast FO prize draw channel in the Discord group. So the link below for the Discord group too, please do feel free to join. It is a community space, fun space that I have set up. Please do come over to the Discord group. It is a lot of fun. It's a really nice group, lots of chatty people. And if you make anything with my yarn, 50% or more my yarn in the project, you can share a picture of your finished make in the podcast, I've written it down, Podcast FO prize draw channel. And I will pop you in the running for a prize. And then I pick one every quarter is my aim for this year. This one is for the last quarter of 2024. Keep forgetting what year it is. So I have a skein of Split Right Down the Centre, which is a Batman inspired colourway, or Batman and Catwoman inspired colourway, and it is on the Aran base. This is 100% superwash merino. I don't know if you can see it. I haven't got a clue. I don't know if we're focusing because I can't see myself. So fingers crossed, eh guys? But yeah, so one skein of Aran and a pom-pom from the Crafty Bird. As you may have noticed from my giant wall of poms, I am a Crafty Bird pom-pom stockist. I need to put them on the website. I always say I need to put them on my website, and there's always a million and one jobs to do and I haven't done it. But they're here at the studio, and whenever I have a studio stitch night, they are available. If you want a Crafty Bird pom-pom right now, because they are amazing, head over to Robin's website, The Crafty Bird. She's also a yarn dyer and fabulous. But I picked out this silver and sparkly pom-pom in the thought that we're still in the grips of winter over here. There is no signs of spring and it is very grey. However, I know that grey is a very wearable colour and lots of people would like to have a grey hat on their heads. So this is my prize for the last giveaway for that quarter. There wasn't very many entries in the thread, so that means the people who have posted have higher chances. So the winner for this giveaway is Lorraine Lockwood, and she made this amazing sweater using my old clubs. I love it, it's beautiful. Lorraine, when you've seen this, send me a message either on Discord or Instagram or anywhere, and I will sort out sending you your prize. So there is only one last thing I need to say in the intro for this video, and that is the All of Time and Space pre-order. That's my Doctor Who themed advent from 2024. Full skeins, mini skein sets, things like that. That pre-order will go live at 7 PM GMT on, because I can't brain right now, Friday the 17th of January, this Friday, so just a couple more days. I don't know how long it'll be up for. I will have some of the colourways with me on Sunday at Waltham Abbey Wool Show, but I know that a lot of folks aren't really interested in the shop bit, and that is absolutely fine. I come here for a chat too, so I will hold off till the very end, and once all of the podcast is done, at the end I will have a quick chat about the colourways that will be available, about the bases, and about the stuff that will be available for the pre-order. So, on to the podcast. I have made notes. I am a woman on a mission. I like this, getting everything done in less than sort of 35 minutes. So, here we go. First of all, I have a finished object. This is Nolan. This is Nolan the gnome. Nolan is finished. This is one of my aims from last podcast, was to actually finish this gnome. And yeah, I am about ready to fall down in shock myself about the fact that 2 episodes in a row I have had a finished object, and it's actually been something that I planned to do. What? This is Nolan. He is from the Gnomes of Grimblewood book by Sarah Schira, and he is part of my make-along that I am hosting with Helen of Giddy Yarns. So we are running the Friends That Grimble Together make-along, and we're making Sarah's patterns throughout 2025. The first 10 months we're going to attempt to make 8. I made Nolan first because he's one of the larger ones, and I thought let's start strong and save some of the littler ones for the end. I love him. He's brilliant because he has a wizardy curly hat, and yeah, he holds his beard like a bracelet, and it's very cool. Yeah, so this is Nolan. He was relatively simple to make, and I don't know if it's just that he's relatively simple, or that the book is very good at telling you what to do, but he didn't have any patterning, he doesn't have any cables, so he is a relatively simple make. It's just he's one of the bigger ones. He's made from obviously undyed yarn for his nose, his beard and his hands. So for his hat, the purple colour, which is the hat main colour, and the stripes throughout the body, I've used Open Your Eyes, and for the pink variegated with purples, I've used Happy Ever After. Those are both Advent colours from that'll be available in my pre-order from Advent 2024. So they're Doctor Who themed. So I have my first Doctor Who themed, space themed gnome. Yeah. I hope you can see him. As I said before, I can't see you, so I have no idea if he's focusing. So I have a finished object. He is my only finished object because, you know, can't have everything. I also didn't get a chance to spin this week. That was I have a finished gnome, but I haven't had a chance to sit down at my wheel life. So on to whips. Nolan, you can come sit here. You gonna sit? He's gonna sit. Yes. He has a little bit of these little wooden balls. He has wooden balls. Nolan has wooden balls in his bottom. Nolan has wooden round pellets in his base. He has wooden round pellets in his base. They're not very heavy. They're not the best. I'm probably not going to put them in any more gnomes. I don't want to put rice in, because if I leave them at work and then mice got in and ate through something, that would be awful. So I'm still thinking. One of the possibilities is gravel. I haven't decided. Anyway, onto whips. The first whip I'm going to show you is the bigger one, and it is the one that's had more attention this week. This is I'm halfway through a row. Why do I do this to myself? This is my DK Advent shawl. This is a shawl pattern that I am writing myself. Well, actually, I've written it up already. I'm just testing it again myself before I let my test knitters. I have a few people who have offered to test knit already. Thank you so much. Before I let any test knitters loose on the pattern, I get anxious that I will have made mistakes, so I am just making another one. This is the same pattern that I made and had a finished object last episode. That one was in sock weight. This one is in DK weight yarn. It's my Advent from 2024. Everything is in my Advent from 2024. I have cast on DK weight version, so it has different stitch count and a different needle size, but other than that, the pattern is exactly the same. I don't think I showed these last time. I'm not sure if they're going to show up, but I've just thrown my bag on the floor and it had all buttons in it. It's a sad situation. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see the little stitch markers, but those little beaded stitch markers were given to me as a present from a lovely friend. They are Pac-Man and Ghosty little stitch markers, and they are the cutest thing ever. I love this idea. You're making stripes. It's DK, so it's going fast. I'm changing colour lots, so it's giving me all of the fun and little instant gratification wins when I finish a mini skein. And then on top of that, it's growing very quick. It feels like it's growing very quickly. I haven't had an awful lot of time. I have been able to get my 5 minutes a day in on that's crafting projects in general. That's something I do over in my Discord group, and please do feel free to come over. But it hasn't been much more than 5 minutes on some days, so I have felt a little bit like I'm not making progress. So I feel very good about the fact that I stuck a progress keeper in. So last episode I said I was going to put a progress creeper in. I don't know if you can see that. Progress creeper now. But that is a pokeball. It's a glass pokeball from Flame Knits. I love Flame Knit stitch markers. They're brilliant, and she's so talented, and I think I got it at last year's EOAF. Yeah, my daughter is heavy into Pokemon. She is going to be 8 next week. She's going to be 8 next week. That seems crazy to me, but she loves that stitch marker. Okay, I'm nearly at the end of my row. That felt good. It felt good to finish the row. I don't know why I left it in the middle of the row. Anyway, so this is where we're at. I'm on colour, can't remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm on colour 12. I'm not even halfway through colour 12, am I? I am now 2/3 of the way through colour 12. Now, it's quite wide, but it isn't very long. Now, I can mess with the stitch count and make it thinner and longer and do more repeats. And I have thought about this quite a few times since knitting, getting to about here. I got to about here and I started thinking, I'm not sure it's going to be long enough. But I think I'm going to persevere, only because I didn't want it to be massively long again. I liked the idea that it's very adaptable, and I could offer numbers for a skinnier, longer one as well, maybe. I'm about halfway through, and I am just over, technically, or about half of my wingspan. So if it is my full wingspan by the end, plus I'm going to block it and it will grow, and I will stretch it out a little bit that way when I do that, I think it will be fine. But it might be worthwhile offering the numbers for slightly wider stripes with a thinner. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If I make it slightly skinnier this way, then I can make the stripes a bit longer this way, and it'll be a bit longer. So I might offer different options because it is very easily adaptable to make that happen. But I think I'm going to have this one just get through and done. I might go again. I've got other advents, and you could hold a sock weight advent double to make the DK version and make another one with another. Why am I doing this to myself? Anyway, this bag, which I've just thrown on the floor, it's all living in here, along with loads of other gubbins, because when I get a project bag, I quite often, if it's a project I'm working on a lot, it turns almost into a handbag or bin or collection area for all my gubbins. But it does have this little bag in with all my scraps, leftover little bits from those 20 gram DK minis. And it's still Christmas. We're 15th of January and I'm still using my Christmas bag from Craft House Magic. I don't care, I love it. I might need to go onto Ellie's website and see if I can treat myself maybe at the end of the month to another one of her bags that's just got general theming, because I have one like this, which is Christmas, and I have one Halloween themed, and to be honest, I'd use the Halloween one all year round. To be honest, I'd use the Christmas one all year round because I don't really care if people judge me. But yeah, I like the idea of having another one that's just a little bit different, and I use it like a bucket. It's like that all the time, so I can just reach in and grab what I want, because usually my phone is in there and my headphones and all the things. Okay, the next whip that I have to show you is knitted paper chains. Now, I said in the last episode that I was going to work on knitted paper chains. I have worked on knitted paper chains, but they're not the knitted paper chains that I said I was going to work on. I said I was going to work on ones out of my Advent swap of little scraps that my friends and I do. And instead of doing that, I grabbed the scraps left over from my World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits that I made a few episodes back from my Wicked colours. So there are 5 Wicked colours, 3 greens, 2 pinks. And I'm at this show at the weekend, and I thought it would be really cute to use the little leftovers just to make a small amount of knitted paper chain to go on my stand for the show. I'm doing that because over at the other side of the room I have a sort of mock setup for the show where I've been bunging things and trying to organise myself. It's not finished, it is coming along though. I really didn't have an awful lot. In fact, I didn't weigh the scraps. I should weigh the paper chains afterwards. This is my next one, and the tiny little yarn nuggets that I am working from. This is all I have left now. I reckon if I'm lucky I'll get 3 more with these ones, and then I'll finish this one with this one. So I'll have 9 in total, because no, I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I will. So there'll be 9 little links on this paper chain. I need to weave all of the ends in for all of the links, and then I scrabbled around and found, out of my many buttons, I have been saving buttons for forever. I have jumbles of buttons all over the place. I had managed to find all of the pink buttons, and I've got another one. They're all different. So I found loads of buttons that will fit the bill, because at the moment they're being held together by stitch markers and bulb pins. There's a TARDIS on this one. But yeah, they're being held together with bulb pins and stitch markers. That one's a safety pin, just because I wanted to see how long it was getting. But they all have buttonholes. I'm making them in DK weight yarn because that's the minis. Those are the minis that I had, and I am using ChowGoo DPNs. These are 2.75, so that gauge means that it's a really tight, nice fabric, and it'll hold together. All I do is pop a needle stopper. These are the Mickey ones or mouse ones that I stock. I pop a needle stopper on one end of each and make myself 2 little mini shorties, because I really like ChowGoo needles. I really like metal needles, and yeah, so I'm just using them like a pair of needles. It's 10 stitches. I am going to do a reel or publish the pattern in a post or put it somewhere, so that, because I have had a few people ask how I make them. It was originally inspired by a friend who was making crochet ones, but this is just 10 stitches, and then I slip the first stitch purlwise with the yarn in front, bring the yarn to the back, and then knit the next 9. I make it as long as I want it, and then I make a big buttonhole right at the end. The reason I make them like that, they're nice and dense on this needle size, so they will stand up on their own and not be too floppy. But also, making them that way means that I can unbutton them when I'm done and put them away. So if you've not got them out all the time and you want to store them, if you put them somewhere, they're likely to get squashed, bent out of shape, and this way you can undo them, lay them flat, store them, get them back out, and they'll be just as good as they were the first time. So yeah, that's living in this bag. This bag is a Castleview Yarns. It's a Christmassy, but not Christmas, winter mitten bag. So I figure it's still fine for January, especially because it's freezing here. Plans now, because that's all my whips. I have plans for another gnome. I want that cast on before my next episode. Why? Because it is nearly my little girl's 8th birthday, and I'm going to give her a gnome for her birthday. So it's not a gnome that is going to be for me or for the Grimble together. Friends that Grimble Together make along, because it's going to be Ellie's. So it's a squeezing another one in the gap. But I was going to wait until February to start my second gnome anyway, so I figure I could probably try and squidge one in. My other goal is to, when I have finished that shawl, and I don't know if that's going to happen in the next week, but if it does, I want to get cracking on my Daft Days cardigan. That is the make along knit pattern for East Anglia Yarn Festival for this year. So I need to get working on it because I do not want to be a failure at my own make along again. At the beginning of the year, I made plans to try and use planners and diaries and have goals and be intentional and have some balance. And so far it's going all right. I'm going to bed earlier, I'm getting up earlier, I'm getting an hour of work done in the morning before the kids get up. That was a hard start, but now I seem to be in a routine. We're doing okay. We're doing our 1 line a day diary. Ellie and I, every night before she goes to bed, I get them down, they live in her room, and we write our 1 line a day. We're having a lot of fun with that actually, and it's sort of a little thing that we're doing together as a routine, and that's really nice. I am obviously 1 gnome down on the Friends That Grimble Together make along, and I have been checking in on the 5 minutes a day of crafting. I've also been using my project planner from Tilly Flop, which has chocolate on the front now. Sorry. Yeah, I have been using this. I've been keeping it up to date, which feels amazing. I have started a page. I mean, I finished the page for Nolan, and I thought with the blank pages that go in between, I'll either write more things on them, or I might get like a picture of Nolan and put him in there. The DK version of the Advent wrap, which has the pattern, the Wicked paper chains have gone in there as well, and the details of how to make them. But also I've made sure to put in the start date, and I put a little bit of more information in there, like the fact that I started them on the 8th of January, and then I put a little note saying at swimming lessons. And yeah, it's got to be more of a memory keeping thing, so I'm keeping up with it so far. I have been keeping up with reading. I have finished Coraline by Neil Gaiman. It's quite a short book, but it's a really good book. It gripped me the whole way through. I have read it before. I knew I would have the same response. I love that story. Neil Gaiman, obviously, just in general, is a brilliant writer. So yeah, Coraline, if you haven't read it, I'd highly recommend it. It's scary. It's a children's story, I think. So I am obviously just a child. I have started reading The Wives by Valerie Keogh. I hope I got that right. And I'm about 16, I think I'm 16% of the way through on my Kindle. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm in. I'm still reading it. I only got it because it was a free book it was advertised on, I have the Kindle with the ads, and I have Prime, and it was advertised on there, and it's a free one, so with like included in my Prime membership. And I thought, well, I could do with not buying a book right now, so okay, let's give it a go. It's okay so far. That sounds really mean. I am interested to see what happens next. I'm still in at the moment, but I am having some issues with, I don't really like the main character. I don't like how she's coming across. I don't like sort of her morals, or like how I can see how she's got to the point she's got to, but I'm not that keen. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. I am not above abandoning a book. Life is too short. Watching, I am up to date now with Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I really liked it, like so far. I thought it was really good. Actually, today's Wednesday, so there'll be a new episode, so I'm no longer up to date. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's fun to see Jude Law in like a really different role. I have also still been watching Gone Fishing, which is the Bob Mortimer and Paul Whitehouse programme. It is brilliant. I recommend it to anyone. I'm watching it with my husband. It's really nice to have something we can watch and share, because we have very different tastes. But yeah, I can definitely see how they are talking more and leaning more towards men's mental health. They've really lent into that, I think, as the series have gone on. I'm not actually sure where we are in them. We might be coming up to being caught up. That would be horrible. It's really nice. You can totally detach and debrain. It's just, there's no hidden twist. There's nothing you're looking for. You're not trying to work anything out. It is just 2 blokes who've gone fishing, who are chatty and funny, and one of them falls over a lot, and it's just normal 2 guys having a chat, and it's real and it's lovely, and I've really we really got into it, and we're really enjoying it, and yeah, I love it. I have had multiple people message me and comments, which I have answered, but I've had a few people message me about Gone Fishing. It is brilliant. my answers to questions are things like, yes, I have tried to make a baby bell candle. You can make a candle out of the wax from a baby bell. I have multiple pocket meat options. And yeah, Ted the dog has the best underbite, is that what it's called, in the entire world, and fully deserved an award. And he has a book called The Port Biography. Anyway, this means nothing to anybody who hasn't watched Gone Fishing, but it's brilliant, you should watch it. In terms of podcasts I've been watching, I've been trying to catch up with some of my friends, or when I say friends, online friends, people that I watch and feel that I am friendly with, even though they know me from Adam. But so when I say caught up, I have missed a lot of episodes because things have been crazy for a long time, but I've decided it doesn't matter if you've missed lots of episodes. I can still enjoy their podcast. I can still support their podcast by watching it, thumbs upping it, all those things. So I have been just watching the most recent episode, and then if I get time later I can go back and watch previous ones. But I have watched the most recent episodes for Craft House Magic, Franny Do Makes, Giddy Knits, The Corner of Craft. I have caught up with Lily and the Bee, who is one of my lovely local studio stitch nighters, on her Vlogmas. I've now caught up on Vlogmas, and I've just started, actually, before I started to record, I was watching the most recent episode of Earth Tones Girl. I'm not all the way through that one though. And yeah, so that's about everything that's been going on with me. It's just been a really hectic week. I'm trying to get ready for a pre-order and Waltham Abbey, and clubs are going out, and everything is craziness, and there is not enough hours in the day. Anyway, if I lose you here while I chat about the yarn for the shop update, which will probably be later on with my children that I record that, because I have to go and sit at home for a parcel, so we might have some company in the next little bit of the video. But if you don't join me for that bit, thank you so much for watching, and thank you as always for making me so much less of a lonely knitter. Okay. I love you. Hi. I love you too. Hi. We're back. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick run through of all of the 24 colours, but you can find them over on my Instagram if you're interested in the Doctor Who themed advent colours. This is, I was a bit nervous to do a pre-order of all 24. I was a bit nervous to do, will you get the next one? I was a bit nervous to do a pre-order of all 24, but I've decided to go ahead because I couldn't pick certain ones. Thank you, mister, that was meant to be done up. So this may not work with little helpers. Day one of Advent was 900 years. Now all of these have names that are 900 years. Yes, all of these have names that were taken. All of these have names that were taken from Doctor Who quotes that I put in with each day of Advent. So this is yeah, the names are adapted from that. Yes, that's your ball. He wants to show you his orange bouncy ball. Oh, now he's dropped it. 900 years. So this one is childish sometimes. That one's particularly apt right now. This is the orange bouncy ball that he was very keen to share. 900 years. No, childish sometimes. Thank you so much. Flare and fade. Here you go, Alfie. There you go, mate. Next one is silly old universe.
That's funny.
Here you go, my man. You can take this.
This is a beautiful one.
Oh, thank you so much. This one is Optimist Dreamer. Here you go, my man.
Hello.
Hello. The next one is Love and Hope. Here you go, buddy. And up next we have It's Not the Time That...
You'll have to cut that bit out.
That just fall out of your mouth, did it? It's Not the Time That Matters. We've done The Best of Humanity. Next up we have Never a Straight Line. And next is Where I Stand.
That's a nice
What's
one.
that noise?
That's a nice one.
Where I Stand. Quality Enemies.
Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Stop.
Are you okay?
I want to put on top of that.
Here you go.
This is such a nice colour.
Only Bad Choices.
Oh my god, this is the best colour yet.
This one is sexy.
Oh, well, maybe second, because there's another one that I'm really...
Thank you. No regrets. Make a stand.
Bye.
Then we have open your
Bye.
open your eyes. Open your eyes. There's an exclamation mark in there. It's a purple. This one is love is always wise.
This one's really nice.
Thanks, babe. Trying not to fail. And then impossible things. Wearing thin.
This one's nice too.
Thanks, darling. And
I want to hold that one.
a good story.
This one's even nicer.
This one is day 22, which is happy ever after. This one is everything ends.
And then the very last one.
And then the final day, day 24, is have a fantastic life.
Bye, hi, bye.
That is all 24. I think we might be done. Bye.
Bye, hi.